My name is Lena Parker. I'm 33 years old, and for 8 years I believed I knew exactly who I had married into, until one night proved I didn't know anything at all. Last weekend was supposed to be perfect. It was our 8th anniversary. The house was glowing, people were laughing, music was soft and warm in the background, and for a few hours, everything felt like one of those moments you wish you could pause forever. But then my sister-in-law stood up, looked straight at me, and tried to destroy my life in front of everyone. And honestly, she almost pulled it off. But what she didn't know, what nobody in that room knew, was that I had already seen it coming. And what happened next? Yeah, let's just say nobody in that house will ever look at me the same way again. Before I tell you everything, just take a second, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me where you're watching from. I read the comments, and I love seeing how far these stories travel. Now, let me take you back to that night. Our living room was packed. Friends, family, laughter bouncing off the walls. The table was full, food, drinks, candles, and this big, beautiful cake sitting right in the center like it was waiting for its moment. Ryan had his arm around me, smiling like he always does when he's genuinely happy, and I remember thinking, this is it. This is what peace feels like. But across the room, Claire was watching me. Not casually, not normally. Nah, it was that look, the kind of look that says, just wait, I know something you don't. Now me and Claire, we've never been cool. Ever. From day one, she had this quiet attitude. At first, it was fake smiles, little compliments that didn't feel like compliments. You know the type. Oh, you're so lucky Ryan takes care of everything. Must be nice having such an easy life. Yeah, easy. I worked for everything I had. I stood beside Ryan through struggles nobody in that room even knew about. But Claire, she had already made up her mind about me. And that night, she looked different, confident, too confident, like she had been waiting for this exact moment. About an hour in, we all gathered around to cut the cake. Lights dimmed a little, people pulled out their phones, and Ryan leaned in close like, 8 years, can you believe it? I smiled and said, barely. People laughed. Everything felt normal. And then, actually, before we celebrate, that voice. Cold, sharp, perfectly timed. The entire room turned. Claire, standing there with her phone in her hand, smiling like she was about to drop the biggest bomb of the night. Ryan frowned. Claire, what are you doing? She stepped forward slowly, like she had rehearsed this. I think everyone deserves to know the truth first. And just like that, the air changed. You could feel it. My heart, yeah, it started beating faster, because deep down, I already knew. She raised her phone, looked straight at me, and said, your perfect wife has been having an affair. Boom. Just like that. Whispers everywhere. People leaning toward each other like, wait, what? Did she just say? Did she just say? Ryan's arm slowly slipped off my shoulder, and the look on his face, that hurt more than anything. Lena, he said, quiet, confused, broken. Claire walked closer, turned her phone toward everyone. Messages, photos, a whole conversation that looked real enough to ruin everything. People started judging me right there. Some didn't even try to hide it. And Claire, she was watching me, waiting for me to fall apart, waiting for tears, for panic, for me to beg. But instead, I smiled. And that threw her off completely. Why are you smiling? She snapped. I looked at her, calm, steady. Because the truth, those messages didn't scare me. Not even a little. Because a week before that night, I had already discovered something very interesting, something she clearly thought I'd never figure out. I gently set the cake knife down, looked at the TV, then back at her. Since you brought your phone, I said, real chill, why don't we connect it to the TV? Silence. You could hear people breathing. Claire blinked. What? So everyone can see properly. Now she hesitated. Just for a second. But I saw it, that tiny crack in her confidence. Still, she forced a smile. Fine. Ryan connected her phone, and just like that, everything she wanted the room to see was now on the big screen. People leaned in. Wow, that looks real. Ryan turned to me. You need to explain this. I nodded. I will. Then I looked at Claire again. But let's not rush. Now she was getting irritated. Go ahead, she said. Explain your little affair. I didn't move, didn't touch the screen, just stood there, watching her. And then I said it. This moment's been coming for a while. Now the room was confused. Ryan frowned. What do you mean? I took a slow breath and started talking. I told them how Claire never liked me, how it was always little comments, little digs, little disrespect hidden behind fake smiles. She rolled her eyes like, oh please, but I didn't stop, because this wasn't about proving myself, this was about exposing her. Then I said something that made her stiffen up instantly. Last week, I got a security alert. Now she was paying attention, real attention. I explained how someone tried logging into my accounts from another device, from a specific location. She tried to brush it off. People get those all the time. I nodded. Yeah, they do. But not with a location attached. Now Ryan was looking at her, really looking. I stepped closer to the TV. That's when I decided to dig deeper. Claire's confidence? Gone. Completely gone. And then I said it again. Those messages were created from that same device. Silence. Heavy silence. Ryan slowly turned toward her. Claire, what did you do? She laughed. Fake. Loud. Desperate. Oh my God, now she's blaming me? But nobody laughed with her. Not a single person. I picked up the remote, pressed one button. The screen changed. Login records. Dates. Times, and one line that ended everything. Device location, Claire Mitchell's laptop. Gasps, whispers, shock all over the room. Ryan stared at the screen, then at her. What is this? It's fake, she said quickly, her voice shaking now. I stayed calm. Then explain why your name is on it. She couldn't, and I wasn't done. 2 days after that login, I said quietly, something else happened. She whispered, stop, but I didn't. Money went missing from the family business. Now Ryan turned to me, confused. What? Another click. The screen changed again. Bank transfers, multiple, all connected to one name, Claire Mitchell. The room went dead silent. Even breathing felt loud. Ryan looked like his world just collapsed. How much? He asked. She didn't answer. Claire? Just a few transfers, she said weakly. It was over $80,000, I said. And that hit different. Ryan closed his eyes for a second, then looked at her. So you stole from us and tried to destroy my marriage to cover it up? She snapped. I did it for you. That line? Yeah, nobody bought it. Ryan shook his head slowly. No, you did it for yourself. And just like that, it was over for her. No support, no defense, just truth. Standing there, exposed. Ryan turned to me. I'm sorry. And I believed him, because in that moment he saw everything clearly. Then he looked back at her. You need to leave. No yelling, no drama, just done. She looked around, hoping someone would stop her. Nobody did. She picked up her bag and walked out, and when that door closed, it felt like the entire house could breathe again. Ryan came back to me, took my hand, and this time he held on, tight. One of our friends awkwardly said, "So, are we still cutting the cake?" And yeah, people laughed, nervously, but it broke the tension. Ryan looked at me. "Do you still want to celebrate?" I smiled. Yeah, because that night, it wasn't just our anniversary anymore. It was the night the truth showed up, uninvited, and flipped everything upside down. The night someone tried to destroy me and ended up exposing themselves. And if there's one thing I learned, it's this. Sometimes you don't need to shout. You don't need to fight. You don't even need to defend yourself, because when the truth is strong enough, it speaks for you. And when it finally does, it doesn't just clear your name, it changes how people see you forever.